Note. Come on. I think this is like 1980, 81. One on One, Daryl Hall and John Oates. I actually think this is the first Hall and Oates song I ever heard when I was a kid. And I remember being totally shocked to find out, like everybody else, that he wasn't black. Anyway, shout out to Hall and Oates, Blue Eyed Soul. Do we still have that term anymore? Is that still around? Probably not. Who would qualify? Nobody. Andy with the fire playlist, locking it up because in this hour 3 of RSVP with Jill Munroe
It's
here
hour
on
3?
KBLA Talk 1580. It's the after hour, so we get a little looser.
Yeah, very much so.
Let our hair down, get into some things.
Wide open.
And that wide open. Ooh. That one-on-one is for Dame Dash because he wants a one-on-one with Jigga. Does anybody still call Jay-Z Jigga? Did I
Yes.
just date myself?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody calls him Jigga anymore.
For those who
think
were
it's
there,
Hove.
just like Savon and Fox Hills Mall and Staples Center.
I don't know. I think Jigga is a moment. I think Jigga
I
is
still
very
call
specific.
I still call Puffy Puffy.
I mean, okay, call him Puffy Puffy is one thing, but I feel like Jigga is very 98 Jay-Z. I feel like it's a specific moment. It is the shiny suit era, getting jiggy with it.
Can I get a what?
And I think Hove, which some people find blasphemous, but that's another conversation. I think that's probably the one. I don't know. Andy, you look like you had a thought about that.
I never really paid attention to that. I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, number 2, top 5 for me. But it's just, you nailed it. I just never paid attention. I do realize that transition from Jigga to Hove. It's just interesting to me.
I think that was, there was a retrospective. I haven't read the whole thing, but it was about Hype Williams and how he added to certain artists' career, in that window from 97 to 2004, 2005. So they interviewed Jay-Z for it, Missy Elliott, Busta Rhymes. I can't remember who else. I haven't finished reading the piece, but I thought it was really, when you think about it, especially as we talk about now, how visually with these young artists, there's not much of a connection as far as, their performance or their videos, but music videos in the late 90s, early 2000s had so much to do with who you thought an artist was and the whole mystique around them. And someone like Hype, who was, creating these like basically mini movies in this scene, did so. Think about Busta Rhymes without some of his videos, right? Without Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, or what's the other one, Jump Past the Cavassier, or things like that, where the visuals enhanced the song and very much added to his cartoon character aspect. So anyway, that's a tangent. It went off. Fahima says, yes, Jill, Ye's ready for his one-on-one with Jay too. A lot of people are ready for their one-on-one with Jay. This one guy was trying to so I don't know if you guys know, this is random, but at the Harder They Fall premiere, well, you wouldn't know this, but this is random. At the Harder They Fall premiere, the Western movie that Idris Elba was in, and Jonathan Majors, Regina King, a bunch of other people. I went to the premiere a few years ago, and at the time of the premiere, that's when everybody was like 500,000 or Jenner with Jay-Z. That was, the big question on which you would take. And there was all types of debates on what side you should take. And Hove would tell you to take the 500K so you could flip that. And, maybe then you could meet up with him in a room later, or, no, the knowledge that you're going to get from him in that dinner will make you 100K, or that connection, maybe it'll slide you a business connection. There are all types of things on that. But, I yelled at Jay from the red, because of course he wasn't stopping to talk to anybody, but I yelled at him from the red carpet. I was like, Jay, dinner with you or the 500K? And he laughed at me. So, It was
That's
funny though.
something. Yeah.
It was a cute like he was just like, I'm not even doing that. But recently a guy was trying to spit at him and was like, Hove, Hove, I take the 400K. And Jay, he was not as kind as he was to me. I felt bad for that man. But I guess. Andy, you got something to say.
I just want to make the case for the bread.
I mean,
No, because everybody says that, I want to go ahead and have dinner with Jay-Z for the knowledge that he's going to share. What's the guarantee that he's going to even share that knowledge that you're looking for?
Facts.
Give me the bread.
Give me the bread because you're trying. What you hope is that you will develop a relationship from this dinner, and that it will extend out to somewhere. And that is not always the case. But if you get that 500K, maybe you could go to a charity function and be seated at his table and get the conversation that way, or ear hustle for that. I don't know, man. I'm not giving up 500K to sit with none of these people.
Definitely not, because most of these people are boring at dinner anyway.
Then you don't think they have good conversation?
Trust me, I've been to a lot of dinners with celebrities, and I'll be ready to go.
Fahima says, Jill, I'll take the money and buy his memoir. Shannon Thompson says, Jay ain't thinking about none of them.
None of them.
He really isn't.
Sagittarius energy.
Here we go. What do you mean? Sagittarius, they skip around, hop back, and,
Oh, they're a good
there's money
time.
there.
They're a good time when you're in front of them.
When you're in front of them.
Yeah.
But once you're behind them, it's over.
Over.
At any rate, when we come forward, we will have more trending topics and headlines. We're going to get into Dame Dash and the conversation that he wants to have one-on-one with Jay-Z with parameters. Should Dame just stop? Really? I kind of feel like he should just stop.
We're going to talk about him when we come back.
We
right?
are. More.
He's great.
More.
You know
more.
where I'm going to take this.
More on the other side. You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Trending topics and the hottest happenings. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
At City National, we listen to you.
I want to expand my business and my legacy.
I want to set up the next generation for success.
I want to see my vision come to life.
I want to feel right at home.
Your goals, passions, vision, future. We want to hear it and work alongside you to achieve it. Visit cnb.com to learn more. City National Bank. Here for our clients and communities.
The Los Angeles Urban League helps African American and others in underserved communities achieve true social parity, economic self-reliance, and civil rights. For over 100 years, Los Angeles Urban League has ensured our communities have access to careers with living wages, opportunities to start and grow businesses, and clear pathways to personal and professional growth. Programs like BizCamp, Construction Career Academy, Bob Business Ready, and B-Warp. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program are examples of the ongoing events designed to make our centennial mission to rebuild Black Wall Street right here in LA a reality. To sign up for our newsletter or to support the Los Angeles Urban League with your time, talent, and donations, visit laul.org. That's laul.org. The Los Angeles Urban League is a proud sponsor of Urban Family Focus Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KBLA Talk 1580.
Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More action. More fun. More guts. More head turns. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do.
Escalade IQ. This the intro to the all-electric Cadillac perfection like zoom. And on a full charge, you get 450 miles without the stop haiku. This is what I do. Daddy fat intellect since 92. Linked all the way back, panoramic roof. Come with 24-inch rim standard. Ooh, why? Shawty don't kill him. Cadillac diamond in the back, cold chillin'. And when I'm on attack, on the track is no ceiling. Sky's the limit. You hear me? You hear me? Straight drop, no parachutes. Lay lines like a longitude and latitude. Dilly, beloved, clearly we're hustling. Bustin', truckin'. Cadillac, Cadillac, Cadillac.
For more on the Escalade IQ, visit Cadillac.com. Available 2024. GM estimate 450-mile range on a full charge based on development testing and/or analytical projection consistent with the CHA 1634 revision 2017 MCT. Range subject to change prior to production. Annual rates may vary based on service factors, including ambience temperature, terrain, battery age, and condition loading, and how you use and maintain your vehicle.
Keeping you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the curve. This is RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. I am not alone. I am joined with my contributor, Trent Jackson. He is here with us tonight. Now, before we get into this Dame Dash story, I have to play this Victoria Monet bit. So there's a preacher in church, right? And he wanted to motivate the flock. And he utilized Victoria's new song, On My Mama, as motivation. And I thought it was kind of cute. You know, you got to reach the people in a different way. But I want to hear your opinion, so.
Victoria Monet, she samples On My Mama, On My Hood. I look fly, I look good. Her testimony, Victoria Monet's testimony, is she was in the midst of postpartum. Sisters, postpartum. And she said the depression was weighing her down. And she checks out, On My mama, on my hood, I look fly. And guess what? She makes that her song. And the song then that she samples, she is basically looking in the mirror. And though she does not feel good, she says, I look fly, I look good, because she is manifesting what is going to be in spite of how she feels right now. And every now and then when you don't feel it, you got to still affirm, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You better affirm, if God be for me, who can be against me? You better affirm, no weapon formed against me shall. Do I have some affirming folk here?
So I like it. I appreciate it. I appreciate him taking Victoria's very real situation, giving her a boost. I think this is her first real single that is charted for her. The visuals for the video are really nice. Victoria puts it down in concert. Pen game is sick. So I'm happy for her. But are you one of those people? Well, one, do you care about church, organized religion? And if you do, are you one of those people who prefer your stuff straight, no chaser? Or do you mind or like when a little bit of pop culture or current events is incorporated into the word and the message?
I grew up in church. I was a choir boy, the whole nine. So I love church. Some days I go, some days I don't.
You know, I mean, I feel that. Fahima in the chat, good looking out, Fahima. She says that's Freddie Haynes out of Texas. He comes to Howard Chapel. Well, Pastor Haynes, let it be known. And I do like that. No matter how you look, you got to pump yourself up. You got to give yourself that encouragement.
I love the message. And just like you said, you have to meet people where they are. And, you know, we're in a time where people have been not interested in church for a long time just because of all the stuff that go, because people make church crazy.
There's a lot that comes with church.
Yes.
Organized religion.
All of it.
Yeah.
So I think if you are using new testimonial methods to bring in the people and win souls, go ahead. Why not?
I agree. And I think especially in these times.
For sure.
We
need it.
We need it.
Make it relatable.
Wholeheartedly. All right. So speaking of, you know, trying to talk yourself into a better space, right? I am sure, I'm certain, and he's even said it, Dame Dash is tired of talking about Jay-Z and the Rockefeller years to a degree in his interviews. I'm certain he is, but that's really why most people want to talk to him about what went wrong and what do you think about Jay-Z today, right? Well, he recently had a conversation on the CEO show, which is hosted by Vibe editor-in-chief Daquan Thomas, right? And he was asked about his relationship with Hov. And he admitted that he would like to have a conversation with Jay, but only if they can talk about the people that didn't make the money and try to help. He didn't mention names, but people are assuming he's referring to certain Rockefeller artists. He said, when I look at what happened between me and Jay, it's like I blame Jay for letting it happen. There are people that really made it happen. Those are the ones that are benefiting from him now the most. I was stopping them from getting the money. My friendship comes before business. Either way, unless Jay-Z was down with it, then it never would have happened. So, we've talked about Dame feeling like Jay allowed people to move him out of the way and get into, Dame felt he was doing what was best for the business, and Jay felt like he was wilding and making whatever. And now we're here. So he also says, where I'm at now is that if Rockefeller and the ones that weren't billionaires want to get money on the right terms, we don't know what those terms are, I'm down. I'm telling you publicly, I will have the conversation. I've never said that before, but Jay's never had accountability to have that real conversation with me.
I almost said something, but I said I won't slander Sagittarius tonight.
You said you're gonna. Shannon Thompson has asked that be made happening. She's not here for it tonight.
Not a one Sagittarius I've ever had an encounter where that's taken responsibility or accountability for their actions when they've done something wrong. I don't think it's in them to do it.
So you think that Dame has a point?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. So he also says this is the thing, and I don't want to get too much into it. This is what Dame is saying. Morally, I can't be a part of certain things, but if Jay-Z could just shed all the things that I don't like morally and all the people who have done things and are doing things that morally I can't mess with, then we could just be family again. I've always said that as a man, we could just talk it up. Men should always be able to talk things up. But I'm really happy with my life right now. I know the world would love to see it, and I'm down for it if we could create something that inspires me, period. I don't want to be running on the stage, dancing around. I'm too chubby to do all that now. So, one, do you think that Dame is being sincere, or is this really what he's always wanted? And now it's just come to the point where he felt comfortable enough to open up and admit to it. And two, has he done too much damage out in the open for Jay to ever, even though, that friendship that they had, what they built together, do you think to come back and have this conversation? Do you think he could feel comfortable in having it, that it wouldn't somehow end up back out in the press, that it would be a conversation amongst men, but just amongst men?
Sure. I said this last week. We closed the show with it, actually. Time and space, when you really love somebody, does wonders. So, and again, this is the way that men this is the way we argue. We're going to talk it out. And if we can't have a conversation, then it's not going to happen. And again, I think that Dame was probably in a place where he didn't want to have the conversation. So I think this is genuine, because sometimes you don't want to talk to a person because you're mad and you and your feelings, you're emotional, all these things. So it's just better, like, you don't say anything. I reserve that right all the time. It's easier to come back from silence than it is some crazy far out rogue stuff that you said.
But don't you think that silence also allows people to spin and twist and come up with their own narrative or interpretation of what the silence is?
No. You know why? Because you can't make something up out of nothing.
People do it all the time.
They do it. That's called delusional. But you really can't make something up out of nothing.
But you can't make something up, but you can speculate, right?
You can guess.
I haven't heard from this person. Is it gaslighting? Are they okay? Are they upset with me? Are they what? You're gonna run through the list.
Call them and find out.
Someone asked, but they're giving you the silent truth. Someone asked what Dame Dash's sign was. Dame is not a Sagittarius. He is not. Would you like to know what Dame Dash is? Because I know this.
When's his birthday?
I know.
Let's see. He seems very. Is he a water sign?
No.
Interesting, because he seems earthy some days, but then he seems like real fired up for Jesus sometimes.
You said he's earthy. That's it.
So that rules out. So he's a Taurus?
He's a Taurus, baby.
That kind of makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, actually. It makes a lot of sense, actually.
Taurus men are some. Some pieces.
Taurus men are headstrong.
and headstrong and wrong most of the time.
And like their way. So a Taurus and a Sag trying to work their relationship out.
Two stubborn
It makes
signs.
sense.
Yeah.
Two very stubborn signs. It makes sense. When they were clicking on all cylinders. Dame, plays the back businessman, but I'm in the front because I like just enough attention. And Jay is a Sag, so he's going to be out there doing the Sag thing, being charming and flip-flopping all over the place. And then he flitted away, and Dame was like, what? I was over here eating my flowers and grass laid out, and what you doing?
Playing mind games.
I'm ready to wave the red flag and go to war like the bull I am, and you're playing. Do you think that this is monetarily motivated as well? Because it's been said or implied that Dame might not be in the greatest space financially.
Look, don't play with Dame's money.
I'm not playing with Dame's money.
No one should play with Dame's money. We know how he ran up on Lee Daniels at the Hollywood Bowl.
Ooh.
Dame, give me my money, Dash.
That
Listen,
video was shocking.
I
will say that. That
man,
video
don't
was
play
shocking.
with that man and his money. I don't think this is a money grab. I think this is very much I want my friendship back. And I want,
think
and
that
I, and I
is
want
just
my
that?
brotherhood back. Yeah.
I think so
It's
too.
been like 20 years or something like that.
Close to it,
Yeah.
almost.
You
Yeah,
want- you-
we're
you
very,
want- you
very
want your
close.
friendship back.
I think so too because he's a Taurus. So Taurus have a hard time letting go. We're very nostalgic. We like to look back fondly in the past, like, oh, that was so cute. Maybe.
Do you really?
I mean, a little bit. Doesn't mean that we stay there. But sometimes we'll look around like, oh.
I guess I see that. Yeah.
A nice flowery field. It was moving for a moment. Andy?
Maybe he's seeing Cam and Mace, reconcile things and seeing them prosper. You know what I'm saying? In a different field. Maybe he's like, man, what if me and Jay got together? Went into other ventures or whatnot. Buried the hatchet. Maybe.
I think that is a great point because Cam and Mace came into the game together, had a certain degree of success. They both went through their own things, were very angry and upset at each other, and now are on a comeback that nobody could have imagined and making quite a bit of money and doing it very successfully. And it all came from, kind of reconciling, working through some of their past differences through this process, but really just all the way out in another side. Shannon Thompson mentions that Dame's not in the best health, so maybe that is what is motivating this also. I mean, there are men over the age of 50. We have lost a lot of men, especially in hip hop, around this 50-year age mark. I hope that they can work it out, but the thing is Jay motivated to do so?
Definitely not.
And exactly. And that's why I don't think it will happen. I think that this is as much as a public apology to a degree. And obviously it's not that at all. But, for Dame, I feel like
it's an appeal.
There you go. That's a very good word. I appreciate that. It is an appeal.
I have to contribute some kind of way, right?
You're funny. It is an appeal to, their friendship and olive branch. And I feel like if Jay felt like even if it goes left, I would have, it wouldn't be public fodder. Maybe he would do it. But think about it. Jay's been getting hit from Kanye, the public, Dame. He's probably like, I don't need none of y'all.
No.
My wife putting stuff on an album about me too. Like, I'm just playing.
Well, it's
Jay's daddy time. He doing the electric slide in the pit at his wife's concert with the kids.
Yeah. Jay-Z is over it. And once a Sagittarius has made up their mind that they're not interested, it's a wrap for you. They're not coming back. They'll come back to troll. They'll come back to, drive by your block and roll down the window just to look at you but not say nothing and just kind of drive off. That's what they do.
I find they always come back. That's just my opinion.
They don't say nothing, though. They just come back and troll you and look and just drive off.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I hope that realistically, what they did together, it set the tone for a lot of things. It's iconic. It's magical. And
a moment in time.
Shannon Thompson, what are you agreeing with? That once a SAG is done, they're done, and you'll go by and troll?
She loves me, and she knows that everything I say about Sagittarius are true.
She says, nope, we ain't doing that.
We
are done. She's like, the door is closed and locked. Moved on,
That's
baby.
not true. I got a Sagittarius trolling right now.
She's like, bye, Felicia.
You love me, and I love you back.
Listen, I don't know, but I would like to see some type of reconciliation with Jay and Dame. You know,
for sure.
Hip Hop 60. Something
they should take a picture, yes, and and move on.
Take a picture and move on. Leave us alone.
Maybe Blue Ivy will broker that deal when she's 21.
Perhaps, and they can have boogie cookies. Isn't that what his son has?
Yeah.
To cater the occasion.
Maybe Lucky can bring some luck to it.
We will see what happens. When we come forward, listen, we said this hour was about regret, right?
Uh-oh. See, go finish. This is your show, not mine.
And we're going to get into some more, because obviously Dame has some regret. I think Dame is always going to be Dame, but I do think he regrets how he handled some of this situation with Jay.
Yeah.
I think he acted with a lot of emotion and not as much strategy as he could have. And I think Jay outmaneuvered him in some ways by being more strategic, more reserved in his response and reaction. But we'll see. We're going to talk about another person that is experiencing regret and how they would have taken their opportunity to better set themselves up in the world. We're going to get into that on the other side. You are locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Infusing a sense of fun and entertainment in every episode. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. More when we come forward.
I'm Tyreek Wynn. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The NAACP is suspending their Nashville, Tennessee branch president over allegations she made toward the organization and state conference leaders. President and CEO Derek Johnson says Vanita Lewis, who is black, has undermined the mission and work of the NAACP. While speaking with WSMV, Lewis characterized the organization's leadership as a dictatorship, saying other local officials have been removed over disagreements as well. A state delegate is throwing his support behind former Mayor Sheila Dixon, who is black, for Baltimore and Maryland's 2024 Democratic mayoral primary. Baltimore City Delegate Sandy Rosenberg endorsed Dixon, saying the city needs a mayor who knows that community problems have to be addressed right away. Mayor Eric Adams, who is black, administration is looking at expanding services offered at New York City's Asylum Application Help Center. Members of the Office of Immigrant Affairs testified at a council hearing. That's the latest. I'm Tyreek Wynn on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Grab your crush and head to Sheraton San Diego Hotel and Marina for a boat picnic of champagne and charcuterie in the heart of the harbor. Love is in the air and on the water when you explore your next getaway at crushingonfall.com. That's crushingonfall.com.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader. If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black.
Follow the leader.
Following the leader.
Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
You are now in Big Tobacco's Fantasyland. Welcome. It's a healthier world where they want you to believe that vaping makes quitting cigarettes a breeze. Never mind the evidence that vaping leads to using both. And if you're younger, even better, teens who vape are 3 times likelier to use cigarettes. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the deadliest industry is your friend.
Big Tobacco's idea of smoke-free is a dangerous fantasy for us all. See reality at undo.org.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007 they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin ultra strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Okay. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl. Yeah, it's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Curating the most compelling stories and delivering them straight to your ears. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Shout out to American Idol.
It's like I missed a shot. It's like I dropped the ball. Damn, I'm sorry. It's like I'm on stage and I forgot the words. Damn, I'm sorry. It's like
shout out to Reagan Gomez Preston. I believe she was the lead girl in this video. You were locked into hour 3 of RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580, the show where we are guaranteed to give you a random music fact at any given moment.
Yep.
Because that's just what we do. We appreciate music. Shout out to you. Shout out to all the VIPs for hanging out with us. Now listen, before we came forward, I mentioned that there's a former NBA player, really was a bigger college star, kind of flamed out in the NBA. That is an important detail that you need to hold on to as we get further in this story. His name is Rashad McCants. He played for University of North Carolina. He went crazy in college, was drafted into the NBA. I don't remember the draft position, but he was drafted to Minnesota. He was Kevin Garnett's rookie, and he didn't stick in the league. But during his time when he was early drafted and coming up, he was one of the first athletes to date Khloe Kardashian. And this was Khloe pre-glow up Khloe. Pre-Lamar, what was Derek's last name? There's a guy named Derek that she dated. Is it Derek Williams? He played for the Giants. Football, yeah, this was a football player that she dealt with. Derek Ward, that's what it is. The W was close. She clicked in for me. So Derek Ward, he played for the Giants, but she dated. Yes, that was Ruben Studdard. Shout out to y'all for recognizing that. Sorry, 2004, I think was the name of it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so Khloe, she was getting her feet wet. She wasn't ready for what Kim was doing, stomping with the big dogs. Kendall and Kylie were still little kids playing on the pole. They all still lived in the same house. You know how that went. So Rashad is one of the co-hosts along with Gilbert Arenas on Gil's Arena. And they recently were talking about their biggest regrets. And Rashad shared his. And I think you guys got to hear it and why this is his biggest regret.
I'm so scared right now.
What if I would have stayed with Khloe?
What?
Think I would have.
Them child support checks would have been good.
Oh, what? Oh, what? From soccer practice. We're going to soccer practice today. TMZ, make sure they there. Kanye, where we going to lunch, bro? We're going to lunch. Where we going? It's me. It's me. We out here now. I want a feature on the album. What's up? Yeah, babies and all kind of.
So they highlighted in your basketball career, but I think this is appropriate.
This has everything to do with my So let me give you context. Goddamn, I'll give you context. Because if I would have stayed with her, probably would have went to another team, got on the team, made the team, because I had my own show. You can't, ratings are ratings. You know what I'm saying? Might have still been around right now, coaching somewhere. Could still be a different player, different person.
That's real.
I could have been fat, dude. Let myself go.
Fat with fat pockets. I get
fat with fat pockets, man. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm cheap with my.
We made our way around.
So listen,
That's a
regret. We said regret is the theme of the hour. Do you think, right now, obviously he was being a little facetious, but not really. His career, really, when you look at what he did in college, the fact that he blew through the NBA so quickly, and part of it was his attitude, part of it was just, sometimes when you don't necessarily land in the right situation and you're full of youthful exuberance, as we've discussed previously, you don't have the right mindset to deal with these setbacks and the things that the industry can do to you. And one thing that is certain and true, the men that were involved with the Kardashians have flourished, at least for a time period, in their professional lives because of that association, right? Do you think it's fair for him to feel that way and feel wistfully? Or, women talk about that like, dang, I was almost there. Or do you think it's just as bad as all the other types of objectification women go through?
That was actually a little cringy to listen to. Simply for the fact that it's not even baffling, but it's the society that we live in. People are doing things for clout and for status, not really for, the genuine interest of somebody. So it was actually kind of cringy to hear that, even though he was, there was some playfulness to it. It was in bad. That's what I said. Playfulness. It was in bad taste. And
no, I know that you understood, and you had the air quotes around it. What I'm saying is, I'm with you in that he was kidding, but
it was in bad taste, and some stuff you just really shouldn't say. And if you are going to say it, there's a different way to frame it. I didn't like it. And when I was listening to it, it just kind of made me think that, you know what? I'm kind of grateful that, and even when you were explaining this just about youth and making bad decisions, I'm glad that I came up when I did, that there wasn't, Instagram. Twitter was in its infancy, if anything. So there wasn't a social media presence to capture my screw-ups as a 20-year-old on the come up.
Because, you think about that, and that has to be tough. You think about because the thing that's hard to reconcile is some of this stuff is self-inflicted by these individuals because...
But most of it is. All of it is, actually. People just... Here's
attention.
The thing. Yeah, it's attention, and then money does this thing to you where it kind of... It does something to you bad, and it just kind of, I don't know, exasperates everything that you already are, like to the 10th power. So if you're a horrible person, money is going to make you a worse person.
Magnifier, absolutely.
If you're a good person, money is going to make you a better person in a lot of in ways, So it just it's diluted. It's gross.
I was, he's mentioned the relationship on the show a couple times, but I, like you, was like, wow, this feels really, really clout chasery.
It does.
And
then to be mentioning TMZ and Kanye, and it just goes to show you that a lot of these celebrities, they call themselves, they set this stuff up just to, keep their names in the machine and, all that. And Shannon, I did have MySpace, but it wasn't nothing crazy and ghetto and chaotic going on over on my top 5 friends list.
There used to be drama behind people. It was top 8, right? There used to be
top
drama
5,
by
top
between
8, then
the
top
people
16.
top friends
Yeah,
thing.
there was.
And your positioning on that. Listen, one thing that I can say that I'm thankful for is that I did not have to navigate a relationship in the social media era as a young woman.
Yeah.
It probably would have been all bad. I probably would have been mad, emotional, throwing stuff out there, trying to bring it back. I just think about AOL Instant Messenger, where you could put up a little away messages. There used to be so much tea in the AOL Instant Messages. It was drama. What?
Nothing.
Back in the day, it was drama.
Yeah,
a little
kinda,
bit.
Little
well, when we come forward, we'll have more trending topics and headlines. You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
RSVP with Jill Munroe is your go-to show for staying in the know. More engaging conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Green Foundation, key health influencer, empowering our Black communities through action. The Green Foundation advocates for affordable health care, accessibility, and knows the importance of culturally relatable health care. Regardless of income, we believe it is a right for optimum health. The Green Foundation has been at the forefront for 25 years, dedicated solely to promoting prevention through early detection, annual screenings, and nutrition. We know you because we are you. Our hand-holding approach supports you and your family to receive your right to be treated fairly and receiving quality healthcare services. We want you and your family to know COVID-19 was devastating to our families and to our wallet. We can build back better by understanding prevention, wearing your mask, washing your hands, social distancing, and understanding the impact of long COVID. Get the care you deserve. Take advantage of your privileges. Contact us, info@thegreenfoundation.net. info@thegreenfoundation.net.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank, any member FDIC.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look. And unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So, let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California, once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at a gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event. Or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
Back to more captivating conversation on RSVP with Jill Munroe.
You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So listen, we were talking a little puffy earlier, so it's only right that we have some news that goes back to when he was
Combs.
Puffy, Puff Daddy. And listen, I'm still listening to Love Off the Grid.
Yes, it's a cool album. You know, oddly enough, I like that Justin Bieber song.
Why do you say oddly enough? Justin, can come through with some bops. I didn't say you had to be a consumer overall, but it shouldn't be surprising to you that he can deliver some bops on a track. We've seen him do it.
I didn't really start paying attention to Justin Bieber a few years ago. Somebody that I really likes Justin Bieber a whole lot, and I thought it was just odd that a grown black man likes Justin Bieber the way that this man did.
Okay. All right, well.
That was a little odd, but.
So
yeah.
Listen, Gene Deal, he doesn't want to be left out of the Jada, Tupac, Will conversation.
Wasn't that Puffy's bodyguard?
He was, and he always.
That's why I was looking like, I know that name, I know that person. That was. So wait, what does he have to do with Jada and Will?
I'm about to tell you. I'm glad you asked. So,
come on, Gene.
He says that Diddy once threatened to beat up Will because he believed that Will and Jada were making sexual advances towards J-Lo. He was recently on the Art of Dialogue, that YouTube channel that specializes in Death Row and Tupac all day. And so he said that the encounter took place during the time prior to their breakup in 2001. He said they were at a birthday party that Matt Damon was giving for Ben Affleck. So Jen was there with Diddy at her future husband's birthday shenanigans, celebration, whatever. And it was just a little gathering at the Four Seasons. He said it was Matt, Ben, J-Lo, Puff, Will, and Jada. They were sitting on the floor on one side of the room. First of all, that seems like an odd coupling.
You know what?
Of everything.
Yeah, this hurry me get through the story because it's making me itch. This just reeks of Hollywood weirdo-ness.
He said he noticed Diddy appeared to become upset.
Because why are they on the floor on one side of the room? What is going on?
I mean,
what they doing?
Drinking. I mean, that doesn't.
Sitting around singing Kumbaya.
Maybe they could just be hanging out. Maybe it wasn't enough couches. They might just want.
At the Four Seasons, it wasn't enough places to sit in chairs and couches.
We don't know if they were in a suite. Maybe we don't know.
I've been in a suite at Four Seasons. It ain't enough places for 6 people to sit down.
Maybe you don't know what type of configuration they were.
Nah,
that's irrelevant to the story.
I'm not buying it.
That's irrelevant to the story. He says that Diddy appeared to become upset, and he walked towards the rapper, who he says told him that he felt like the Smiths were trying to hook up with J-Lo. And he said that Diddy was contemplating punching Will and requested that Gene remain in the vicinity in case he needed protection. And he said, then Puff stood up and he walked and he did his arms a certain type of way, like crossing them. And he said he goes over to him and he says, listen, I think Will and Jada are trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close because I'm going to snuff them. And Gene said that it was funny and he felt like they were coming on too strong for Jen. Yeah. Everybody got a story.
Allegedly?
Allegedly.
Okay.
I mean, well, here's the thing. I am not saying this. This is what Gene
Correct.
Deal said. He said it.
No, I'm saying
his story
yes.
is alleged, but that is what he
Gene
said. So
he always got a story. He always coming up with something.
Always
saying something. Just Gene.
So
be cool, Gene.
And you know what I'm trying to make my final topic until I give my complete review. Again, I'm going to post my little book list for people to peruse through sometime this week, maybe. Look out for that. But Will was at a recent event for Jada and her book and promoting her. It was in her hometown. And he was like, Jada's my best friend. I'm going to show up and support her for the rest of my life. I'm going to always be there for her and always stand down. And people are angry at him for that. Like, they're so mad that he does not consider himself a victim in this and that he still cares for her and that they still have a connection. And I don't understand if people are so for marriage and for better or for worse and you know there's worse and you're going to work through some things. Why are people so angry at him for not leaving?
You know, I'm going to tell you why people are so triggered. And I've had enough of this because I said this on my show at 6 o'clock this morning. Oh, I'm so irritated.
Go.
Y'all need to get off of Will and Jada's back and stay out of their relationship. Y'all need to be mad at y'all grandparents. And let me tell you why. Because y'all grandparents, it was the first dysfunctional relationship that existed and it's the reason why we are dealing with the dysfunction that we're dealing with today in our families because of your grandparents, okay? Be mad at them. Don't be mad at Will and Jada. Your grandparents had a whole family show up to his damn funeral, okay? And y'all ain't said nothing about it. Tell me that's not toxic and dysfunctional, right? Your grandparents' relationship set the tone for everything else that's going on in your life right now, so be mad at them, and that's why people are triggered. Have a good night. Thanks for coming, and enjoy your day tomorrow.
And let me add this, though, right?
Yeah.
Because I told y'all, and I just want everybody to acknowledge that I told y'all so. They also announced, Jada did, that, they are considering writing a book together about making it through the storm, and they already have a title that they're considering. It's Don't Try This at Home.
Makes so much sense because stay out there in folks' relationship.
I told y'all that what was going to come next is they're going to write a book together and it's going to be perfect. I really don't understand why it's so tricky. Well, I'm going to tell you, and I want to know what you think of my theory, because this is my theory. You have yours, that it's the grandparents. My theory is that people see Will as a handsome, rich, successful, tall black man, and they feel like Jada's being unappreciative. Like, how are you fumbling that? How can you not be appreciative of all of this good man?
Because he is definitely paying more than a light bill over there.
So they feel like, you should be grateful. You should be bowing. What could you possibly have to not be happy?
I think they should be grateful for each other.
And they obviously,
and they're making it work. Just like most couples, do and should. It's not nobody else's business. And the reason why people is triggered is because they ain't focused on their own relationship. It is free to mind your business. We over here minding Will and Jada's business. Who's minding yours? Who's minding your business while you minding everybody else's?
I just think that people should respect that life is complex and there are up and downs. And they are in almost a 30-year relationship. And none of that is going to be smooth or easy. And the vows literally say for better or for worse.
That's the part people forget.
Don't understand.
That's the part that people forget right there.
That what the for worse could be.
They don't take their vows serious at all. And then they bring God and everybody else all into the mix and they violate everything. That's why people's lives is out of order now.
And then they want you to mind their business. Mind your business after they invited everybody in.
Yep.
I just feel like real rap, everybody has spent so much time discussing what they do, how they do it, how they've done it, what happens, if it's moral, if it's immoral, if it's right. They are allowed to speak on it and explain their positions as such. And I don't know why it's so offensive for Jada as a woman to tell her story. I don't.
People just need to go mind their business and focus on improving their relationship and see if they make it 30 years. And then when you do, come back and holler at Will and Jada.
Right. Facts. Well, Trent the Artist, it is always
Thanks for having me.
time when you are in the building. Remind everyone where they can find you on social media and where they can check out the show.
At Trent the Artist, and you can check out the show on my website, trenttheartist.com. There's a button that you can press on my Instagram stories.
That you can
press the link and check it out.
And the show is every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 a.m.?
Yes, 6 a.m. To 8 a.m. Pacific time, and then it replays all day on the station. And I'm actually probably going to move to a new time slot in next week.
Ooh, okay.
Or a couple weeks, yeah.
All right, well, we'll be looking out for that. Shout out to everyone that was in the YouTube chat. As always, we appreciate you. Fahima says, yes, you did call it, Jill. You're a prophetess. I try sometimes. I just see the vision. I see. You were just talking about marketers are just party planners. And my marketing vision laid out what the plan was from this rollout. I knew it was coming. I see it. I see it all together. I see the future of it.
They do. Marketers do more than party planners.
We do. So don't do that. Don't do me.
I wasn't trying to on purpose.
When we come forward, you will hear the best of KBLA. Thank you, VIPs, for rocking with us. As always, make sure that you are locked and loaded tomorrow for another exciting and scandalous, maybe not scandalous, maybe just a little tink of RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Have an amazing night.
And I frown with my head hung far down. You tell me what is wrong. You just wanna be loved.